Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Bolt Banter. This is your boy Curtis Gaffner, and we have Kendrick here as well. Kendrick, how's it going?
What's up, San Diego? Lot to talk about. It's Raider time. The big rivalry. Here we go. Trash
Rivalry week.
Nation. Trash Nation, welcome to San Diego. That's right.
Yep.
Haterade all day.
All right, so let's start off talking about Kendrick and I were talking about it a little bit already on our own time is the new stadium option for downtown that's being reopened. Kendrick, what are your thoughts on it? We were just talking about the article posted from NBC San Diego and a couple other places. There's a lot to, I guess, pick apart in that plan that goes against the Mission Valley plan. But a positive is that the Chargers really like the downtown option.
Yeah, I think that it's very fascinating to see the two plans come together. The Mission Valley plan remains the same, the one that Kevin Faulconer backed with the city and their task force. I love that $1.1 billion stadium. Brilliant. It not only is it going to be a replacement of Qualcomm, it's something San Diego State can use too for events. We could host NCAA tournament games there. Very cool. The downtown plan, the way it's basically being formed is, I think it's a lawyer from the task force. Basically, he found what is a loophole in how we could fund the stadium, which would be the city would raise a true tax in downtown from 10% to 15%, which would put them on par with what cities like Seattle and Los Angeles do. And what this does is it generates a lot of revenue to where taxpayer dollars don't have to go to it because we're raising that. The Chargers would have to put in $700 million for it. We could get funding from, actually, they talked about kind of a board convention center expansion kind of thing that we could do. The owner of the Padres is kind of involved with that whole scenario. So that's another area where we could see money coming from for that. And Mark Fabiani goes on Extra Sports 1360, and he says they back the downtown plan. And the reason I think he backs that is because it's very unlikely that that could happen. You need a lot of things to happen there. You need the city to approve that truancy tax. You need to get backers. Convention Center needs to agree to that. And honestly, I think that Fabiani's saying that because he knows in his head that if they went with downtown, it would take them at least 2 years to get all the things to fall into place. The election wouldn't get it done. And then they would be like, oh, sorry, you didn't get it done in time. We're going to LA. That's absolutely what he's going for. If we get that Mission Valley deal done, 2016, put it on the ballot, get it done, it's Charger stay. That's where we need to go. I'm Team Mission Valley all day. Team downtown, it's a pipe dream. It's an absolute pipe dream. And I think that to think that we'd be able to get that done, you need a lot of cards to fall into place. And I think Fabiani knows those cards wouldn't fall into place.
I agree with you. I think that there's a reason why the Chargers don't like the Mission Valley site. And they haven't really given a reason why they don't like it, which is funny. They just don't like it. They say it has exactly.
It's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the Benjamins. Downtown, they're only putting in $700 million because they're going to get a bunch from the city. You go to Mission Valley, you got to put at least $850 million into that.
Yeah, well, if they want a new stadium, maybe they got to cough up some money.
Seriously, man, I don't get it. I don't get how you could still think that LA or downtown is better than that Mission Valley plan when the city killed themselves to go out of their way to get this deal done in a week, and you still it's fascinating, and I'm not happy about it. Usually in Fabiani talks, I'm not happy about it.
Yep. Okay, so moving on to the next subject. We have an injury list that is way too long for our Chargers.
Well, you want to go over the news that's breaking right now out of the UT here? Yep. Our boy
Weddle's out.
Our boy Michael Gelkin coming through. Eric Weddle's going to be out for this game. Monte Teo's doubtful. I highly doubt he plays.
Yeah, I don't think he'll play.
Antonio Gates, Keenan Allen, and Melvin Gordon are questionable. From those three, going to be perfectly honest here, I expect Gates to show up and play. I expect Keenan to try it out. And feel the hip, see how it feels.
Yeah, I think let's see. I think Gordon will not play too much. I think he's going to be on timeout still.
Because of the fumble issue.
Yeah, I think McCoy kind of lost a lot of trust with him from last game. And if you really think about it, I mean, this game is a pretty big game. You have to win.
Yeah,
And we're at home.
I'm curious if it's going to be a Danny Woodhead. I'm curious if it's going to be a Danny Woodhead, Brandon Oliver smash and dash.
Yep.
A lot of speed.
That's what I'm thinking. A lot of speed.
And then as you move down the injury report, you get down to the offensive line. And it's looking very good that our starting offensive line could be out there.
Yep.
We got King Dunlap, full practice. Orlando Franklin, full practice. Fluker and Hairston, we're kind of going easy on the ankles, but they've been playing through these games. I think they're going to be fine. Chris Watt, limited practice with the groin. If Watt doesn't play, I'm fine with Robinson at center. I think Robinson does a fine job there. So Watt can absolutely get healthy because I think Robin's great. We didn't talk about Stevie Johnson. I think Stevie Johnson's going to be back. I think that his hamstring is going to be fine. And that's about it for what stands out to me on the injury report there. I think that if we have our line and Woodhead and Oliver can get it going, then I think we can be fine. I think Stevie and Floyd down the field can step in a little bit there for Keenan being out. But Keenan's a fighter, man, and you know how he loves this Raider rivalry. So I expect him to get out there, fight a little bit, man.
I think Keenan's going to play. He was saying he doesn't feel different. And I think he had full practice today, from what I read. So that's good.
Yeah, and like we've seen it before, Gates has not practiced for an entire week, and he suits up on Sunday, and he's perfectly fine.
Especially when he had that turf toe. It was like a weekly thing of no practice all week and then play, and then he'd play like a beast. So I'm not worried. But we have a lot of pieces back that we've needed big time.
I think that if Melvin gets out of the doghouse here, he could have a monster game with that line.
Good. I hope he does.
Give him the opportunity. I like to see it.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, I think that's about it. That's about it for me on the injury report. If you got anything else,
that's it. I'm just glad Stevie Johnson will be back in the mix. He's a great guy to have around. All right, moving on to the matchups for this game. Chargers offense versus the Raiders defense. Thoughts?
I think the only guy to watch out for is Charles Woodson.
Yep.
I'm looking for guys in the linebacking core like Malcolm Smith and Khalil Mack. But I'll give Mack 2 sacks because he's the Mack trip. I respect him, but I'm not going to give it up for anyone else in that Raiders secondary. I don't think the Raiders have enough to match us on offense. And
I agree.
As we go over to the other side of the ball, if we have enough to match the Raiders on their offense, that's how we escape with this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I don't think that I think the Raiders losing Justin Tuck this week is a huge blow to them, just to how their momentum's going to be on defense. And you look at guys out there. You got Aldon Smith for San Francisco. That guy hasn't really been making any moves. Malcolm Smith got his payday after leaving the Seahawks. He's kind of whatever. The only guy that want guys to watch out for are Khalil Mack and Charles Woodson. And I mean, if Mack is matching up against Chris Hairston on that right side, I'm perfectly fine with that. I think Hairston's a beast.
He is a beast. Yeah, I think our offense has a chance to get going again this week, and it would be great for us to do so because the offense we saw last week was when we were going, it was really fun to watch. But turning it over to the other side, it's going to come down to our defense and how they can stop or limit the Raiders' offense. They've got some pieces this year that have made some noise, so we got to be careful to not let them get out of the gate too early and contain them throughout the game.
Yeah, and it starts with Amari Cooper up top.
Amari Cooper.
Their number one pick, man. That guy's a freaking beast, dude. This guy is going to be a top 5 receiver in the NFL, and every year, every time we play the Raiders, we're going to be talking about Jason Verrett versus Amari Cooper. This is the first game where they're matching up. They're going to throw down. Look at the guys Verrett's shut down. Verrett has shut down Antonio Brown, Randall Cobb last 2 weeks. Huge, playing huge at corner. And if he has issues with Amari Cooper, I've already heard people talking. It shows that Amari Cooper is coming. It doesn't reflect on Jason Verrett, and I think that's very fascinating. It's a very fascinating thing to see. If Cooper can match Jason Verrett, it shows more about Cooper as a wide receiver.
Yeah, and I think we got to talk about Crabtree too. I'm just looking at stats, and they kind of have a split stats in terms of yards.
The thing that worries me about defense is that Weddle's not going to be out there and Teo's not going to be out there. Like, is Donald Butler going to call the shots out there, you think?
Let's just hope he's not covering anyone in the backfield.
I don't think we have to worry about that, but I think Ingram and Atauchu are really going to get at Carr. I think they're going to rattle him, and at that point, I think we do fine against Latavius Murray, stopping the run. But what does Brandon Flowers do against Michael Crabtree? Do we have one scenario where Crabtree's like 5 yards up on Flowers and Carr finds him stepping up into the pocket? Like, these are things I'm worried about. Like, random Andre Holmes, random Rod Streeter down the field going up behind Brandon Flowers. Like, I'm very worried about it, and I hope Flowers proves us wrong, proves that he's not going to be a liability. But you look at the guys we're going to be playing, these receivers, we got to see more out of Flowers. I really want to see this kid step up.
There's also a guy named Latavius Murray that could do some damage if we're not careful. So he's going to be aware of that.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a story about which quarterback gets rattled more. If Philip Rivers is standing up in the pocket, I think that he's calm and precise and getting it going. And if Atauchu and Ingram and Legit are smashing Derek Carr all day, putting him through the ringer, like, if a lot of people forget, Derek Carr had an injury early in the season on his hand. Like, we could very easily get one big hit on him, and we could see Matt McGloin come in this game and, like, say it out. But, like, I think if we just put him through the cage, I think if we just rattle his confidence, I think he's going to be able to get it.
We got to, and I want to see more of our boy Perryman getting up in the quarterback's business.
Yeah, man, that's why we drafted him. We were worried about they were worried about Monte Teo having injuries, and sure enough, Teo's out. We got Perryman getting up there. Watch for Perryman lighting up Latavius Murray on the run. Guarantee it. Going up between the tackles, comes in, lights that kid up. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. All right, well, I'm just saying it's coming down to our defense again. Difference maker. Should be a good game to watch. I think it's going to be a close one, unfortunately, but so is every week in the NFL. All right, and moving on, what is your prediction of the game? Final outcome, what is the score?
21-17 Chargers. I think it's a very close one going down. I think at halftime it's around that 14-7. Lead kind of teeters on and on. Chargers defense pulls it out.
I could see that happening for sure. I'm saying 27-21, same kind of deal. Win by a score,
and like,
basically.
The Vegas odds have it 25 Chargers, 21 Raiders. So we're about on point there. It's going to be a very close game. It's going to be all about it's going to be a story of quarterbacks. Which quarterback doesn't get rattled enough by the defense?
I think we're also underestimating all these people coming back that we haven't seen together for a while. So I'm hoping that could be exciting to watch.
And, I think the usual Raider fans underestimating what the Chargers can do, what the standings look like. And I'll say right now, if the Chargers win this game, they will win out on the season, and the Raiders will not win another game.
Oh,
Look at those schedules. Look at those schedules. Raiders fans, you go look at those schedules. You tell me who you're going to beat if you lose this Sunday. You tell me who you're going to beat, because that's a tough schedule right there.
challenge accepted.
How far would they fall to go 3-13 after all the hype around that team? All this smack. But the Chargers take care of business on Sunday. You're going to see me on that social media. I've waited patiently as the Raiderade spews through the air. We will see Sunday.
We will see. I'm excited. 125, right? Because that's the start time.
Sir,
125.
Qualcomm Stadium.
Qualcomm Stadium. Yep, and we got to catch those stinking Broncos.
Yeah, but, those Broncos, not looking too hot.
Yeah.
Not looking too hot.
You mean that defense? Because to me, that's all they are.
I mean, it's like I said, we don't want to look too far ahead, but when we play them, they're playing the Patriots the week before. Next time we play them, they're playing the Bengals. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Those two teams are absolutely going to rattle their cages before they get to us. You know it. It all pans out, man. This is why a lot of people are like, "Oh man, you're crazy seeing the Chargers win out." They could absolutely win out.
They could totally win out.
It all falls into place for these teams.
I mean, yeah, they don't have an easy schedule. I'm looking at it right now. Broncos have Green Bay, Week 8, at Indy, Kansas City, we'll see, Chicago, New England, Chargers, Raiders, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Chargers again.
That's a lot.
So,
That's
a lot.
That's 5 or 6 losses right there. And then you look at the Chargers, Raiders, Ravens, Bears, Chiefs, Jaguars, Broncos, Chiefs, Dolphins, Raiders, Broncos. Come on now.
And it's also
Who do you think is
interesting-
going to be fresher for that Broncos game? Come on now.
Yeah, if you look at the standings right now, there's just a couple. There's undefeated teams in the AFC right now, and then everyone else. It's
Basically,
really interesting.
the Steelers could catch the Bengals, the Jets could catch the Patriots. It's all up in the air right now.
we're 2-4, and there's people the Buffalo Bills are 3-3, and they're the number 7 AFC team. So they're right on the bubble of being in the playoff picture. It's very interesting.
Yeah, and everywhere is like that. The Seahawks are chasing the Cardinals right now in the NFC West. The Cardinals are 4-2. Seahawks are 3-4. That's a chase right there.
Mm-hmm.
The NFC East, the Eagles and Giants are 3-3. The Cowboys are 2-3. That's a chase right there. The season's very far from over. Very far from decided.
Oh yeah.
None
All
division
right,
is
125 Sunday going down. Going down for real. Rivalry week begins. I'm excited. Rivers could have another big game for all we know. Let's talk about Rivers real quick just before we close out. He has been FedEx Player of the Week 3 times this year out of 6 weeks. I feel his name has not been mentioned enough for MVP. Maybe that's just me.
I actually read a MVP candidate article. Rivers was mentioned in the top 5 of players.
That's good.
But
okay.
The problem is he's overshadowed by Gronk YouTuber 2016, by Mr. Tom Brady there. And then the guy who beat them last week, Aaron Rodgers, he's playing as exceptional as a quarterback can. And the guy who beat us when we went to Cincinnati, Andy Dalton, is up there too. So you got to look at those guys. Like, if I hate to say it, but like if the Chargers were 4-2 right now instead of 2-4, I think Rivers would. I'm not sure if Rivers would be better stat wise because I feel that we would have had gotten the ball running to get him out of those situations. So it's kind of a tale of two sides. It's like, do you want Rivers putting up these numbers or do you want him getting wins? And I would rather that Rivers was getting fine numbers and we were getting the wins because our running game was getting it going.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Guy's got 2,100 passing yards. And it's week 6. Are you kidding me?
Nuts.
You got to throw for 5,000 passing yards right now? Nuts, dude.
Nuts.
If that doesn't say enough about this team and the kind of football they're playing, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Whoa, crazy.
All righty, let's wrap this up. I'm going to make a couple shout-outs to some new subscribers to our channel. We have, Brew 1982. Thank you for subscribing. Aaron Gallegos, The Jam Easy, Alexander Sanchez, and Gustavo 619316. Thank you for subscribing.
Thank you for
Much
subscribing.
Appreciated.
Charger fans, respect.
Charger fans.
Bolt up.
Bolt up. All right, well, 125 Sunday, it's going down. Must win. Gotta win. At home.
Get it done. Take care of business. Bolt up.
Bolt up. All right, San Diego.
San Diego. I don't want to hear those Raider fans yelling. None of that.
Represent.
None of that. Go out there, represent. There's some tickets out there for $40. Go hit it up.
Well worth it. All right. We will talk to you on Monday or maybe after the game Sunday. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. Later, San Diego.